Imagine a world over 2,000 years ago where one man's ambition, courage, and strategic genius reshaped the known world. A man who by the age of 32 had amassed one of the largest empires in history. This is the story of Alexander the Great, the unstoppable conqueror. Welcome to Timeless Titans. Stay tuned and watch the entire video to discover the intriguing story of how Alexander even became the Pharaoh of Egypt. You won't want to miss this. The young prodigy. Our journey starts in Pella, ancient Macedonia, where in 356 BC, Alexander was born to King Philip II and Queen Olympias. Unlike the hardscrabble beginnings of Genghis Khan, Alexander was born into royalty. Yet, he too faced his share of challenges, ones that would mold him into a capable leader and warrior. Young Alexander's education was the stuff of legends. Under the tutelage of none other than Aristotle, one of the greatest philosophers of antiquity, Alexander was schooled in subjects ranging from philosophy and medicine to art and science. This extensive education would later inform his military strategies and governance, enabling him to not just conquer, but also to administer and integrate different cultures. Alexander also showed a great appetite for power and a distinct talent in military tactics from a very young age. He tamed the wild horse Bucephalus, displaying uncanny courage and skill, and even participated in battles while still a teenager. His early life set the stage for his incredible exploits, hinting at the greatness that was to come. The Ascent to Power. When King Philip II was assassinated in 336 BC, the 20-year-old Alexander ascended to the throne. At that point, Macedonia was already a strong military power, but Alexander had his eyes on more than just the throne. He wanted to carry out his father's plans to invade Persia and also expand his realm to unseen heights. His ascendancy, however, was initially fraught with revolts and challenges to his rule. In an incredible display of leadership and military prowess, Alexander quickly and ruthlessly quashed rebellions in regions like Thebes, sending a clear message that he would not tolerate dissent. Unlike his predecessors, Alexander also made it a point to integrate the cultures and people he conquered. He adopted Persian dress and customs, married a Persian princess, and encouraged his soldiers to do the same. This cultural blending was not just diplomatic, but also revolutionary. It set the stage for the Hellenistic era, a period marked by a synthesis of Greek and Eastern cultures. The global conqueror. Upon consolidating his rule over Macedonia and Greece, Alexander turned his gaze eastward, aiming to dismantle the mighty Persian Empire. The young conqueror was unstoppable. Battles at Granicus, Issus, and Gaugamela showcased his tactical brilliance, as he consistently outmaneuvered Persian king Darius III. But while these victories were significant, it was his foray into Egypt that marked a pivotal moment in his campaigns. After liberating Egypt from Persian rule, Alexander wasn't content with just being another conquering hero. The Egyptians, disenfranchised under the Persians, saw him as a liberator and readily accepted him as their new ruler. Alexander was deeply influenced by Egyptian culture and religion, and he sought to integrate himself into this ancient civilization. His coronation as pharaoh wasn't just a political formality, it was a divine endorsement. In Egyptian tradition, the pharaoh was not merely a king, but also a god on earth, a living embodiment of Horus, the falcon-headed deity. This divine kingship intrigued Alexander, further feeding into his almost mythical self-image. During his time in Egypt, he founded the city of Alexandria, which would later become a beacon of culture, education, and commerce in the ancient world. This move was not only strategic, but also cultural. reinforcing his connection with the Egyptian populace while laying the groundwork for the Hellenistic civilization that would later flourish across the region. Alexander's reign as pharaoh also showed his capacity for governance, not just military conquest. He respected local traditions and provided stable rule, something that endeared him to his Egyptian subjects. His title as pharaoh legitimized his rule in the eyes of the Egyptians and solidified his status as more than just a military conqueror. He was now a divine ruler, uniting both the military and spiritual realms in his persona. From Egypt, Alexander pressed eastward to India, conquering as he went until his weary army could go no further. Though they turned back, Alexander's mark had been made. His empire stretched from Greece to India, and he had achieved the unthinkable, leaving an indelible imprint on every land he touched. In summary, Alexander's phase as the global conqueror is nothing short of extraordinary. But his time in Egypt stands out as particularly transformative, not just for what it meant for his empire, but for how it shaped his own evolving identity. From a Macedonian king to a global, even divine ruler. The enduring legacy. Alexander the Great died in 323 BC under mysterious circumstances. He was only 32. Despite his early death, his legacy endures. His campaigns resulted in the spread of Greek culture and ideals throughout the known world, a period that came to be known as the Hellenistic Age. Cities founded by Alexander, many named Alexandria, became centers of learning, governance, and civilization for centuries. Yet, Alexander's legacy is not without controversy. His insatiable quest for conquest led to countless deaths and the subjugation of various peoples. Nevertheless, his impact on history is undeniable, ranging from his influence on military tactics and siege warfare to the spread of Greek culture, which in turn influenced the Roman Empire and Western civilization. Alexander's life story is one of unyielding ambition, unprecedented accomplishment, and unparalleled influence. Though he may have died young, his impact echoes throughout the corridors of history, solidifying his status as one of the most remarkable figures to have ever lived. That concludes our journey through the life of Alexander the Great, a ruler whose influence shaped continents and whose story continues to captivate us millennia later. If you've enjoyed this historical deep dive, don't forget to give us a thumbs up and share this video with your friends. Subscribe to Timeless Titans for more insights into the lives of those who have left an indelible mark on human history. Until our next adventure in time, keep learning and stay curious.